Hey guys, and welcome back to a special episode of War Robots with Stupendous. So today, as you can tell from the title, we are going to be talking about the top 10 mistakes that players make and how you can avoid them. If you're new to the channel, my name's Stu. I play on Android, and I do live commentary with my videos, so if you're into that kind of thing, come and hang out. We've got a cool little family down here. But as you can see just from this little clip right here, these guys are having a really hard time keeping up with my Cossack here. I think this Griffin right here is the third Griffin this round that I took out with this Cossack, and that was because of target selection. So they were choosing a target poorly. They were trying to take me out, but a well-played Cossack you can't really hit with Orkans or Aphids very well, unless you catch them just at the right time of their jump phase. But even then, it's often fruitless. So let's jump right in then to the first one. So mistake number 10, firing too early. So the reason that this is a problem is you don't want to give away your secrets before you get too far into the round, because otherwise you're giving the enemy a chance to plan their attacks accordingly. This right here is something that happens very frequently to all of us, sometimes by mistake, sometimes not. Make sure you reload before you jump into attack, and make sure that you're not going to attack something that's going to wreck you too fast. Like jumping into a Carnage like that, even if you had a full clip, with what I had, is not the way to go. His shield was still like fully up. You need to make sure you take care of that. So rather make sure that you use play the ranges well. Stay out, like I'm staying outside of this Garrett's range right now. Play those ranges, attack where you can, and try to preserve your bot. So mistake number 8 is failure to ditch or failure to move. So this is something that I'm sure all of us are pretty familiar with. While sniping or playing in a mid-range support bot can be a lot of fun, you really do need to move. So if you look here at the top of the screen, this is the end of the round, and it killed me playing like this, but I needed it for this video. This is the end of the round, and this happens a lot. Like they feel like because they stay in the same bot the entire round, like they get a little chip on their shoulder or something like that. I'm not sure why people stay in their bots for that long, but if your team is losing, if the beacon bar is down, make sure you ditch. So looking at what you should be doing instead is, when you're running mid or long range support, is make sure that you're moving around instead of camping. People who come and hang out on my channel, we call it backpacking instead of camping, because you move around and actually help out your team a little bit. Just like I'm doing here in this Carnage, I drew at least 3 or 4 of their players away from any of the beacons and away from most of the battle. And so that was a pretty effective use of a mid or long range bot. So just make sure you're paying attention to that when you're playing. Make sure you're not standing still too much. Keep an eye on that beacon bar, and if you need to ditch, make sure you ditch your bot. Mistake number 7 is failure to understand weapon range. This is something that happens especially more for newer players and stuff like that, but if you are a newer player, make sure that you understand how far your weapon can shoot. As you can see here, I was pretending to fire as if I had Molots, but I don't. I have Punishers. So if you want to find where weapon and bot info is, you can look in the Hangar menu. You can go to the War Robots fact page or the War Robots Wikia, and I'll put links in the description for you guys. So this is understanding what your weapons can do. So I've only got 3 left here, but those guys, I'm outside of their weapon range, but they're inside of my weapon range. So I'm able to put some pretty solid pressure into them and keep them from that beacon there. Mistake number 6 is failure to understand weapon potential. So kind of similar to the last one, but as you can see, that Golem and as well as this Griffin, they don't understand that my little shoots here can do about 150,000 damage in 9 seconds, which is enough to take out either of them. So you want to make sure you're paying attention to threat assessment, how much time it's going to take you to kill something with the damage potential that you have, and how close you have to be to do it. Like with a Thunder, you've got bullet spread or Punishers or Molots, so make sure you guys are keeping that in mind. And so mistake number 5 is failure to make your special abilities special. So like with this Stalker right here, I just used my stealth ability and then decided to attack. So definitely not what you want to do, and most players don't do that, but make sure you are timing your special abilities just right. You want to make sure that you're maxing out their potential here. And so you can see here with this Fujin here, I'm moving into attack range on this Griffin, and then activating my tower. I actually still see this a lot, even in like Champion League. I see people activating their shield when fighting something with plasma instead of moving around. Make sure that you're not a stationary target. Make sure you use your special abilities well. And as you can see here, I saw this like 2 days ago, so I had to throw it in here, but I saw someone stand there and use their rush ability without moving. So I thought that was funny. Mistake number 4, target selection. So in the case of this Gareth right here, I'm making sure that I'm targeting all of these bots with rockets. If you're outside of, I find, about like 150 or 160 meters, and you backpedal and maybe run a little bit to the side, you can actually avoid almost 100% of the Orkans or Pinatas that are fired at you. And so with all of these bots, I have their attention. They're trying to attack me, but they can't touch me because I'm being really choosy with who I'm shooting at. And paying attention to Furies that are across the map. Just make sure you're choosing your battles wisely. In something like a Gareth especially, you need to make sure that you're not getting too close to mid-range rockets, because you can't really outrun those. You just need to pay attention to where they are, play angles, and keep yourself protected. So mistake number 3 is failure to use cover. This you still see a lot, even with advanced players. I mean, in the heat of battle, sometimes you forget. And as you can see here, I'm still on recharge and just stood out on a door there. I've actually never seen that happen, but it does happen all the time where people fail to use cover. With your Galahad, yes, you have a shield, and yes, this guy over here is running plasma as well. But right now, my shield's not taking any damage. I'm whittling down his shield, which has 199,000 hit points if it's maxed out, while keeping my shield fresh for my future engagement when I'm done shaking this guy and catching beacons. Which brings me to mistake number 2, capture the beacons. The first victory condition in the game that pops up at the beginning of every battle is capturing beacons. And so often, just like this, I see people standing right next to the beacon and not changing it. So, mistake number 1, it's a game. Make sure you guys have fun. It's really easy to get caught up in some of the hard stuff, but whether you want to shoot someone from overhead with the Carnage or run a Natasha with close range stuff on it, it doesn't matter. However you want to have fun, go and do it. I hope you guys enjoyed the top 10 here. Make sure you drop comments below. Let me know what other mistakes that you see commonly made in a nice way. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for coming to hang out. I hope you have an amazing day.
Tell me what you see.